going to start with the outside pre-trip. We're going to go right down the line here. All right. So we're going to start with our clearance lights. Clearance lights are properly mounted secured, not cracked or broken, no moisture behind the lens. They represent that the vehicle is at least 13 feet 6 inches high. From there, we're going to go to the identification lights. Properly mounted secured, not cracked or broken, no moisture behind the lens. And they represent that the vehicle is at least 8 feet wide. All right. So now we're going to go to the front of the vehicle. We're going to go to the lenses. This is our headlight assembly. It's properly mounted secured, not cracked or broken, no moisture behind the lens. It has our low beam, high beam, and our 4 function amber lights. Functions are parking, running, turning, and hazards. From there, we're going to go to the fluid levels. We're going to start with our coolant reservoir. It's properly mounted secured, not cracked or broken, not leaking any coolant. All caps are present and tight. All hoses are soft and pliable, not leaking any coolant. And it should be filled to manufacturer specs of above add and below max. From there, we're going to go to our oil reservoir and dipstick. The dipstick, properly mounted secured, not cracked or broken, no illegal wells. The dipstick, we use the double dip method. When we check the oil, the vehicle should be cold. We pull the dipstick out, clean it off, put it back in, check the level, pull it back out. The level should be between add and full. If we need to add oil, we're going to put it in the oil fill cap, 1 gallon at a time. All right. So from there, we're going to check power steering reservoir, properly mounted secured, not cracked or broken, not leaking any power steering fluid. All caps present and tight. All hoses are soft and pliable, not leaking any power steering fluid. And once again, it should be filled between above add, below max. Finally, we're going to go to hydraulic shock absorber. Hydraulic shock absorber should not be leaking any hydraulic fluid. Now from there, we're going to go to fluid and air leaks. So we're just going to do a visual observation here. Make sure we have no fluid leaking anywhere on the engine. We're also going to check under the engine. All right. And then we're going to lean in near the compressor, air compressor. Make sure we hear no air leaking from any of the lines coming from the air compressor. All right. So next, we're going to check the steering system. We're going to start with the steering shaft. It's properly mounted secured, not cracked or broken, no illegal wells. It is secured with U-joints from the top and bottom that are well greased. From there, we're going to go to the steering gearbox. It's properly mounted secured, not cracked or broken, no illegal wells. And it is also not leaking any power steering fluid. Once again, all hoses associated with it, soft and pliable, not leaking any fluid, not leaking any power steering fluid. From there, we're going to go to the linkage, the steering linkage. That consists of the pitman arm, drag link. That's your steering arm down there, and that's your tie rod back there. All joints are properly mounted secured, not cracked or broken, no illegal wells. They are secured with castle nuts and carter pins, and all joints are well greased. Now from there, we're going to go to the steering axle. We're going to go to the tires. These are your steer tires, properly mounted secured, not cracked or broken. Properly mounted secured to the rim, not leaking any air. There should be no abrasions, bulges, or cuts on the sidewall. There should be no exposed material on the sidewall. This tire cannot be recapped, and it should be 4/30 seconds of tread depth in all major grooves, and it should be the same size across the axle, and it should be filled to manufacturer specs of 90 to 110 PSI. Now let's go to the rim. Rim is properly mounted secured, not cracked or broken, no illegal wells. Should not have any drill holes, and it should be secured by 10 lug nuts. From there, we're going to go to the lug nuts. They should all be properly mounted secured, not loose, missing. All lug nuts should be tight. If we find any rust or shiny metal That means that this is a steer rim and that the lug is loose. If the lug is loose on an aluminum rim, we will find oxidation or white powder. All right. Now from there, we're going to go to the spring mounts and the shocks. So we're going to go to the front spring hanger, rear spring hanger. There's your rear spring shackle. And then also the main leaf spring. All of them are properly mounted, secured, not cracked or broken, no illegal welds. From there, we're going to go to the hydraulic shock absorber. Hydraulic shock absorber is properly mounted, secured, not cracked or broken, no illegal welds, shouldn't be leaking any hydraulic fluid. It's secured at the top and the bottom with nuts, bolts, and rubber bushings. All rubber bushings to be soft and pliable. All right. Now from there, we're going to go to the brake lines, hoses, and leaks. So this is your brake line, properly mounted, secure, soft and pliable, and it's not leaking any air. Brake contaminants. I'm going to go down in here. There should be no oil or grease on the brake shoes, lining, or the brake drum. Those are the contaminants. Now we're going to go to the side of the vehicle. Lenses and reflectors. We have no reflectors on this vehicle, but we do have a multi-function light. This is our lens. Amber multi-function light has 4 functions: parking, running, turning, and hazards. Should be properly mounted, secured, not cracked or broken, no moisture behind the lens. Now this is our traffic monitoring device, which is next, or our mirror. It's properly mounted, secured, not cracked or broken. And it's adjustable for from the driver's side, and it's clean. Next, we're going to the battery. Battery box should hold the weight of the battery. All right. All lines should be present and tight. There should be no signs of corrosion on the battery post. And the battery should be fully charged. Next, we're going to go to the DEF tank. Diesel exhaust fluid. You know this is the DEF tank because it has a blue cap. Properly mounted, secured, not leaking any DEF. All caps are present and tight. From there, we're going to go to the fuel tank. Fuel tank, properly mounted, secured, not cracked or broken, not leaking any fuel. All right. It should be secured with a metal strap and rubber linings that prevents metal on metal friction. The tank should be well vented. Cap should be present and tight. Inside the cap is a metal chain with a rubber lining that should not be dry rot. Cap should not be leaking any fuel. From there, we're going to the frames. All right, our frame should be properly mounted, secured, not cracked or broken, no illegal welds. All right, now we're going to go to the combination vehicle. Air and electric lines and connectors. So, we're going to go to our air lines. This is our emergency. It's on the driver's side. This is our service. It's on the passenger side. Both lines are properly mounted, secured, soft and pliable. Should be no signs of abrasions, bulges, or cuts. Should not be leaking any air. All lines should be connected to the tractor with brass fittings and to the trailer with glad hands. Glad hands are properly mounted, secured, not cracked or broken, no illegal welds. Inside the glad hand should be a rubber grommet. Job of the rubber grommet is to keep dirt and moisture out, keep air in. Now we go to the end. They should not drag on the catwalk. Next, we have our electric line. Properly mounted, secure, soft and pliable. Should be no signs of abrasions, bulges, or exposed wires. The electric line is green for ABS. If it was black, it would be non-ABS. The electric line connects to the tractor and the trailer with a spring-loaded safety latch. The line has 7 holes that connect to the 7 pins in the electric box. There should be no signs of burns or corrosion in the electric box, and all pins should be present. From there, we're going to go to the skid plate. Now, this is our skid plate. Skid plate properly mounted, secured, not cracked or broken, no illegal welds. and it's well greased. From there, we're going to the kingpin, apron, and the gap. All right, so we can't see the kingpin. Kingpin's inside, but the kingpin should be properly mounted to the apron, and there should be no gap between the apron and the skid plate. Right there. All right. Now we're going to the locking and safety devices. So first, we're going to talk about our release arm. Release arm properly mounted secured, not cracked or broken, no illegal welds. The release arm should be pushed in, indicating that it's locked. And it should be, if you can see it, there's a safety latch if equipped. All right. Now, next would be the locking jaws. They're inside the skid plate. Locking jaws are properly mounted secured, not cracked or broken, no illegal welds, and the locking jaws are well greased. Okay, so now let's go to the trailer. Landing gear and the clearance. Landing gear, properly mounted secured, not cracked or broken, no illegal welds. The foot, this is your foot, should be flat when the vehicle, when the legs are down, when the dollies are down. When the vehicle is moving, the foot should be fully raised when the truck is moving. All right? There should be no debris on the foot, and the legs should be well greased. This is the crank handle, and the crank handle should be in the cradle. All right. Now, next is the reflective tape. Here's the reflective tape from the front of the vehicle all the way to the back of the vehicle. Should be properly mounted secured, soft and pliable, not ripped or torn. Should be a total of 50% on the side of the vehicle. When you get to the back of the vehicle, you should have 100% on the bottom of the door and 100% on the DOT bar. So you should have DOT on 3 spots on this trailer. All right. And then finally, lenses and reflectors. Now, on this particular trailer, we do have reflectors. All right. Reflectors. This reflector is properly mounted secured, not cracked or broken. This right here, these are our lenses. This is a 4-function lens, properly mounted secured, not cracked or broken, no moisture behind the lens. And this lens has 4 functions: parking, running, turning, and hazards. And then we have our stop lens. This is strictly for stopping. Properly mounted secured, same thing, properly mounted secured, not cracked or broken, no moisture behind the lens. And then finally, our last lens is our license plate lens. Properly mounted secured, not cracked or broken, and no moisture behind the lens. And that's strictly for the license plate light. And that's it for the outside pre-trip. All right, that should be pretty good.